5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All systems go with Josh Appelbaum starts now.
Hello and welcome to episode 510 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. I am your host, Josh Appelbaum. What's going on, everyone? Happy Tuesday, another day here in the arena, guys. And I missed you yesterday because I was traveling back from Florida. Spent the weekend in Miami celebrating my Uncle Jerry, who was actually my dad's uncle, but he was always Uncle Jerry to us. Unfortunately, he passed away last week, and the whole family flew down, or actually, not the whole family, me, my sister, my mom and dad, and then all the extended Appelbaums and Silvers in the Miami, Florida, and Washington, D.C. area. So it really meant a lot to me to get amongst family and celebrate one of my favorite people in the entire world, my Uncle Jerry. So I remember growing up, we used to go to Red Sox spring training back when it was at Fort Myers, not the new JetBlue ballpark, but we'd go down, we'd go to Red Sox spring training, then we'd go see my Uncle Jerry, go golfing, and he was such a great guy. And one thing I take from him is everyone talked about how, you know, when you talk to him, he made you feel special. He made you feel like you were important. And when he talked to you, he really focused on you. He listened. And I always remember that. He always treated me so well and so kindly. So it was really great to celebrate his memory along with my family. That really meant a lot. But with that being said, did miss yesterday's podcast. So if you were looking for the pod, I apologize. But we spent all day yesterday traveling. One of our flights were delayed, yada, yada. You know what it's like when you're going through multiple airports and layovers and all that stuff. So unfortunately, didn't have a pod. But I will give a shout out to Hard Rock Casino, or Bet Hard Rock, because when I was in Florida, I landed there on Saturday. We came back yesterday. But I was thinking to myself, what am I going to do? Like, Florida, I was unsure if it was legal or not. My impression going into it, and again, I haven't been to Florida since sports betting was legalized and PASPA was overturned in 2018. But my thought was, I heard something, maybe I read an article about how, you know, they don't have mobile betting, but you can go to the Hard Rock Casino and maybe bet there legally. However, when I was down there, I'm in Miami, and by the way, we spent one day just, you know, driving through Miami, hanging out, seeing the beautiful people. It was too hot, to be honest with you. It was like 92 degrees. So I'm actually glad to be back in New England where it's like 65. But I just said, hey, you know, I'm still writing my articles for vsin.com. You know, I want to get my plays onto the Juice Reel app. Let's just see. So I downloaded the Hard Rock Casino app, or Bet Hard Rock. And I thought it was going to say to me, okay, you got to register in person at a Hard Rock Casino. We actually drove by one of them, or maybe it was the main one. But it allowed me to just sign up, put in my information, and get locked and loaded and start betting. So I discovered as I'm down there that unlike some, like I know Twin River Casino does this in Rhode Island, but you have to like physically register at the casino, and then they'll allow you to bet, you know, either throughout the state or only when you're on the premises of the sportsbook in the casino. That wasn't the case. So I actually want to give a shout out to Hard Rock Casino. I was in Miami. I downloaded the app. I was able to bet on my baseball games, and then also give a shout out to Juice Reel. You know, you hear me talk about Juice Reel all the time. They're one of the great sponsors of this podcast. You can get the All Systems Go best bet picks, as always, from the Juice Reel app. But the really cool thing about Juice Reel is they have pretty much every book under the sun available to sync up. So as soon as I downloaded the Hard Rock app in Florida and bet my baseball games, I was able to go right to Juice Reel, go to my settings, find the Hard Rock Bet Casino app, and sync it right up with my credentials, my login, my username. Boom. Bet synced all of my Hard Rock bets to Juice Reel. So another great feature of Juice Reel. You got all the books available to you. Get a running report card of your action. As soon as once you sync your books up, you bet it at the book, it goes right to Juice Reel, and you get that running report card. So as I mentioned before, I apologize for not doing the pod yesterday, but I hope everyone had a great Mother's Day. And I'll just tell you this, you know, funerals, we've all been to them. You know, you don't want to, you know, say bye to someone, I guess, after they pass away. So for everyone in your life who means something to you, you know, try to reach out, try to, you know, connect, especially if it's an older uncle or grandmother or grandparent. Unfortunately, none of my grandparents are around anymore. But when you're with family, you always want to, just not let time pass and, I'll see them when I see them. Try to reach out, try to connect, give them a call, go out to dinner, whatever the case may be. But family is very, very important. It's special. And again, when people pass, it can really get you down a bit. But then you try to think of all the great times you had with them and try to live in their image, I guess. But either way, with that being said, we're going to get right back to betting Major League Baseball because I do have another 3-pack for you guys today, including a couple short moneyline favorites and then also a dog that hopefully can bark for us and get a win here on the road. So as always, realistic expectations, trying to grind out winning days as many as we can. 3-pack, you guys know the drill. Let's try to go 2-1, eke out a winning day. So that being said, let's waste no more time and dive right in. A couple early games I want to talk about, or I guess not like afternoon games, but early-ish games that are taking place here a little bit before 7 p.m. So first bet on the board, let's look at a 6:10 p.m. Eastern Time first pitch. We have the LA Angels visiting the Cleveland Guardians. Now let's set the stage, talk splits, line move, system matches. I'll give you my play for this one. So coming in, we got the Guardians 22-21, one game above 500. They won last night's series opener 7-2, cruised as a -175 home favorite. Tonight's rematch, we got the Angels 16-26 going with the righty Walbert Urena. I looked Urena, I said, okay, that's Jose Urena. And then nope, it's Walbert, a young Dominican. He's 22 years old. He's 1-3, 3.322 ERA this year. He'll be opposed by Slade Sassoni for the Guardians. Remember, they picked him up in that Josh Naylor trade from the D-backs. He's 2-4 with a 6.15 ERA this year. So what have we seen across the market? Well, this game opened Cleveland around a -130 home favorite. LA around a +110 road dog. And Sharps are riding the guards here. We've seen this line creep up further toward Cleveland, -130 up to -135, -140. So pretty good one-way movement, 10 cents of movement here in favor of the Guardians. We look at the bet splits. They look pretty good on Cleveland at circa 67% of moneyline bets, 79% of moneyline dollars going on the Guardians. So good bet split from the pros out in Vegas, telling us that smart Vegas money has laid the chalk with the Guardians. Now, I always mention this because I fully admit I took Cleveland on the money line, -135 at the score. Shop around because some books are closer to -140. But we did see some Cleveland run line money. They won 7-2 yesterday, but can they win by 2 or more tonight? -1.5 at +150. Pretty good payout if you're willing to be a little bit more bold. But they are getting 51% of spread bets, 79% of spread dollars at DK. So a lot of big money back in Cleveland to win or even win by 2 or more. Now, Guardians do have that non-division favorite value, so lack of familiarity benefiting, quote-unquote, the better team. That would match in favor of the Guards. Urena, he's been actually pretty good at home. On the West Coast in LA, he's 1-1, 2.12 ERA, but on the road, you see this a lot with young pitchers. Sometimes they struggle on the road. Unknown, unfamiliar sight lines and situations. But Urena on the road, 0-2, 6.75 ERA. So I'm hoping that the Cleveland Bats can get to Urena here tonight as he's on the road. Guardians also have an edge in the bullpen. Team ERA of 4.03, not bad. 5.45 for the Angels. That is the third worst in baseball. So if we got to sweat this one, I'm sure we will. We always do. It's very rare you get an easy rocking chair winner. But hopefully the Cleveland Bats can get to the Angels bullpen if we need them to. Lastly, nothing huge, but a little home road edge on Cleveland. We have the Guardians 11-9 at home. Angels 8-16 on the road, one of the worst road teams in baseball. Additionally, aside from the line move, the splits, as well as hopefully a pitching advantage here, 17% sharp mush edge on Cleveland from our friends at Juice Reel. So a lot of wise guys, wise gals out there like you listening also going Cleveland. And then we also have one rhythm recommendation lighting up on Cleveland as well. So good to see the AI model and the sharps at Juice Reel also going Guardians. So they won last night. See if they can win again here tonight. I'm on Cleveland Guardians -135 at the score. Next one for you. Another relatively early matchup. 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time first pitch. Washington Nationals visiting the Cincinnati Redlegs. Now, Nationals come in 19-22 on the year. They just dropped 2 or 3 against the Marlins. They lost that series finale 5-2 as a +115 road dog. On the other hand, the Reds 22-19 on the year. Remember, they started off great, tailed off a bit, but they did kind of bounce back in the right direction. Just won 2 of 3 against the Astros. They won that series finale 5-0 as a -115 home favorite. So tonight's series opener, we have the Nats sending out the veteran righty Miles Mikolas, 1-3, 7.44 ERA. Meanwhile, the Reds, they're going to go with the fellow righty Brady Singer, 2-2, 5.63 ERA. Now, what have we seen across the market? Well, this game opened Cincy, listed around a -135 home favorite. Washington, a +115 road dog. And I think if you like Cleveland, you probably like Cincy. A couple Ohio teams, short chalk at home, becoming more of a favorite because we've seen the Reds get steamed up -135 up to -140, -145. Again, one-way movement in favor of Cincinnati, telling us big money is laying it with the Reds at home. I really like the splits at both DK and Circa on Cincinnati, starting off with DraftKings, 75% moneyline bets, 80% moneyline dollars on Cincy. Then you get to Circa, 67% moneyline bets, 76% moneyline dollars. So both books, DK nationally, Circa, sharps out in Vegas, showing a low bets, higher dollar split in favor of the Reds at home. So we got the line move toward the Reds, we got the splits toward the Reds. Then I got a couple system matches. Now, both these teams are off yesterday. So, a couple systems that I have involving rest versus tired or equal rest, who does it benefit? Well, typically it benefits the home favorite. If you look at home favorites in a situation where both teams were off the previous day, so both teams off are coming off a day off, take the home favorite, 29-14, 67%, 13% ROI this year. If you just isolate the home favorite, a rested home favorite coming off a day off, getting at least 5 cents of line movement in their favor. So the market's also moving in their favor. That system is 107-55, 66%, 5% ROI since the start of the 2025 season. So a couple systems lighting up on the Reds. Reds would also have that non-division favorite value, so lack of familiarity benefiting quote-unquote the better team. Just talked about in the previous game, Urena, good at home, bad on the road. He's on the road tonight, so hopefully benefit to Cleveland. Brady Singer. Brady Singer's been bad on the road, 0-2, 7.04 ERA, but he's been decent at home, 2-0, 3.52 ERA. So hopefully that is a benefit toward the Cincinnati Redlegs. So another pre-7 o'clock first pitch here, but I'm going to go Cincinnati Redlegs. Line move in their favor. Those good rest first tired or rested angles all lighting up on Cincy, and a good bet split at both DK and Circa. So I got down on the Reds at -140 at Caesars, but definitely shop around because quite a few books looking to be closer to -145. But let's go Redlegs. And again, we bet the Reds. It's a shameless opportunity for me to tell you one of my favorite jokes. Pete Rose sat on attack. Pete Rose. You get it? You get it? All right, last bet of the night, 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's go down to Texas, where the Texas Rangers are hosting the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, Arizona Diamondbacks came through with a big 1-0 win yesterday, coming through in that spot as around a -105 road dog. That was a sharp report play I wrote about. So I was happy to see both the Diamondbacks and also the Rays come through yesterday as a couple short dogs. But anyway, we look at the matchup here for tonight. Diamondbacks are going to go with the righty Zach Gallen, 1-3, 4.70 ERA. Rangers, meanwhile, who are 19-22, are going to go with the lefty Mackenzie Gore. He is 2-3 with a 5.18 ERA. Now, what have we seen across the market? Well, this game opened Texas around a -140 home favorite, Arizona a +120 road dog. And the public is thinking, hey, Diamondbacks were the dog last night. They won the series opener. Texas has got to bounce back and win this one here for tonight. So right now, 60% of moneyline bets at DraftKings are laying the chalk with Texas. This reminds me a little bit of a gambler's fallacy play. Gambler's fallacy is basically, hey, the roulette table, it lands on red 5 times in a row. It's got to be black the next turn. But remember, each spin of the roulette wheel, each matchup in a sporting event, it's a particular individual matchup. So anything can happen. It could be red again. It's also kind of the due factor, like a team is due or they have to bounce back. But let's talk about what the market is doing, not what bias tells you has to happen. Even though we have the Rangers getting 60% of moneyline bets at DraftKings, they open -140. Guess what? They're not up to -150 or -160. The line is completely tanked the other way. So even though nearly 2/3 of tickets are on Texas, Texas has actually fallen minus 140 down to around minus 130. And I'm seeing some books even get down to like minus 120. So this line is tanking away from Texas toward Arizona. We've seen Arizona go from plus 120 down to plus 110 or even plus 105. So what does that tell us, guys? Reverse line movement, RLM, when the betting line goes away from the popular side toward the unpopular side. So if the public's on Texas, why is the price of betting Texas becoming cheaper? If the public is not even touching Arizona, why is the payout on Arizona getting smaller? Tells us smart money here has gone right back to the well with the snakes, and that's what I'm doing, guys. I got Arizona Diamondbacks plus 110 at FanDuel. Shop around because, again, a lot of books getting down closer to plus 105. But at DK, only 40% money line bets, but 70% money line dollars on Arizona. At Circa, 63% bets, 91% dollars on Arizona. So both DK and Circa showing a really good bet split on the Snakes. Good system match on Arizona. Dog off a win, getting line movement in their favor. Arizona would match, of course. 47 and 44, 52%. But because you're a 52% on a dog system on getting plus money, it's actually a 12% ROI. So that's been a good angle, that dog off a win with line movement. I'm going to bank on Arizona's bats, hopefully getting to Gore. Fingers crossed Gallen can pitch well tonight. But Arizona is hitting 235 on the year, 389 slug, 170 runs scored. Texas hitting 232, 365 slug, and only 149 runs scored. And lastly, you got the Arizona bats going up against the lefty Mackenzie Gore. Did you know Arizona is hitting 266 against southpaws this year? That is the 5th best batting average against lefties in baseball. So you kind of feel like, hey, this is these teams are pretty even. Texas lost the opener. They got to bounce back tonight and win. But line movement is going toward Arizona. We also have a 14% sharp mush edge on Arizona from our friends at Juice Reel. And I also have 2 rhythm recommendations on Arizona, one of which is a Green Star Smart Signal recommendation. So the AI model also likes Arizona here. So played Arizona last night. They got a good sharp line move here for tonight. Let's see if they can come through for us. I got Arizona plus 110 at FanDuel. Again, shop around, a lot of books getting down to plus 105. So Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Arizona. Let's try to get 2 out of 3, eke out a winning night. So that about does it for episode 510 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. This is the part of the pod where we wrap things up, and I always start first by saying thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for grinding in the arena with me every single day through the great win streaks, the tough cold streaks, the winning nights, the losing nights, the ups and the downs. But every day we wake up excited to attack a difficult market, making bets with our head and not our heart. So if you do enjoy this pod, hopefully you value the insights. Maybe you've learned a thing or two along the way. Please, could you give this podcast a 5-star review? Whether you're listening on Spotify or iTunes, a 5-star review goes a long way. If you want to leave a nice comment, underrate and review, click the follow button, recommend the pod to a friend, retweet the pod when I put it out on Twitter at Josh_insights. Any or all of those things will be very much appreciated. Next, if you enjoy this style of sports betting, data-driven, sharp contrarian betting, focusing on line movement, bet splits, system matches, taking a contrarian approach, making bets again with our head and not our heart based on what the numbers are telling us. If this style of betting has appealed to you, you've seen the value in it, you want to learn more about data-driven betting, or maybe you have someone in your life who could use some data-driven tips, well, guess what? I would love for you to go to Amazon.com and type in the Everything Guide to Sports Betting or the NFL Sharp Betting Playbook, the 2 books that I've written. Very proud of both. They make for a great Father's Day gift. I'll have my first Father's Day as a human father. I was already a very happy, proud dog dad. But Dad, you don't know what you're going to get him. A collared shirt. He's got a million collared shirts. Really, go get him the Everything Guide to Sports Betting or the NFL Sharp Betting Playbook and bring him to the sports book. I'll sign him for you. I'll buy you a beer or a ginger ale. We'll sweat some baseball together. Next, have you downloaded Rhythm and Juice Reel yet? My 2 favorite sports betting apps. Rhythm, fantastic for their AI-backed models and predictions for game bets and player props. They are crushing it right now in the WNBA. If you want to bet WNBA, even if you've never bet it before, they got some great rhythm predictions that you can take advantage of and player props. And then, of course, Juice Reel. Go download Juice Reel. Juice Reel is great in terms of syncing up your sports books. I gave you the example of me going down to Florida, not really knowing how the Florida sports betting apps work, and I got right on at Hard Rock, synced right up to Juice Reel, and it gave me a running report card of all my action, as well as the CLV meter, which I think is really cool. Because when you see a CLV, positive green percent on a play, hey, I made a good bet. The line's moving in my favor. If it's red, I don't know. I probably got a bad number. Line's going against me. But with Juice Reel, you're going to get the Robo Jackson best bet picks, sharp mush indicators, arbitrage plays, shop for the best line futures. And if you want to support the pod, I got a tip jar in the form of signing up to get the All Systems Go best bet picks from Juice Reel. I've been mentioning this to you. I'm hinting at it. It's $4.99 a week, so $5 a week. It may go up to $9.99 a week. That's a big, whole, whopping $10 a week, basically. But I think the value, the plays are worth it. And I mentioned this and joked before, but I got to think about daycare. My baby's about to turn 2 months old, and we're trying to get to a year without daycare. But I might have to work a little harder, make a little bit more money. And hopefully, if you enjoy the plays, you will think, hey, going from $4.99 to $10.99 a week ain't too bad. But of course, either way, go download Rhythm, go download Juice Reel, give them both a 5-star review in the App Store. Next, do you have a live odds page? Well, if you don't have one, you need one. It's such a critical tool. If you want to be a data-driven bettor, even if you have a different style of betting, you still got to be able to find quickly which book is giving you the best price, shopping for the best number, finding the book that's Arizona plus 110 when everyone else is plus 105. It's really, really important. But really, it's all the work you do prior to the game starting. Comparing the opening column to the current odds, see which direction the line has moved, pull up the line history. When teams are getting steamed, they get lit up in red. Got your live in-game wagering odds, live scoring. It's all available with the Odds Logic live odds page. So go download Odds Logic or just sign up to get it. And if you use this special link, oddslogic.com/Josh123, that's going to give you a 7-day free trial and 50% off your first month of service. Lastly, I've teamed up with Sleeper Sports. They're really, really cool, all-encompassing sports betting app. You can just bet on regular games. They got the player props. You can put your fantasy leagues, if you host fantasy leagues, through the Sleeper Sports app. And if you use the promo code Josh123, you'll get a $20 bonus to play with. You don't even have to deposit anything, or whatever you deposit, you get a 100% match up to $100. So if you put in 100, they'll tack on another 100. So go download Sleeper Sports and put in promo code Josh123. So that about does it for episode 510 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. As always, guys, 2 final thoughts. 1, whether I see you at the Borgata in Atlantic City, Twin River in Rhode Island, the Brook in New Hampshire, Foxwoods or Mohegan Sun down in Connecticut, at the Encore in Boston, Plainridge Park Casino, MGM Springfield, or of course my neck of the woods on the border of Massachusetts and New Hampshire at the Nash, or out in the desert where the true grinders get down, where Billy Walter sends his number runners, where the lowest juice possible is found at the South Point, or Sweat and Sharp Contrarian plays, jumping in the stadium swim pool when you cash a big ticket at Circa, wherever it may be. You're going to walk up to me, hopefully show me a nice couple dog tickets from yesterday. If you happen to read the Sharp Report or get the plays on Juice Reel, you would have had a couple good hits with the Snakes as well as the Tampa Bay Rays. But first one's on me, next one's on you. We'll post about the book. Hopefully get some winners here for tonight. So as always, guys, coming off a 2-0, we're an 0-2, a winning day, a losing day, a hot streak, a cold streak. We just got to keep grinding. Keep on grinding. Never get too high and cocky and arrogant and think betting is easy when we're winning. Never get down in the dumps, think we're terrible, and we're never going to win again when we're losing. We just got to stay even-keeled, never too high or too low, discipline with our bankroll management, approaching each day with a positive but realistic attitude, just trying to grind out a profit because it ain't easy. So when you're struggling, don't get down on yourself. When you're doing well, it gives you some confidence that, hey, I can post some winners. But as always, guys, you want to remember that we're looking for specific games that fit our model. Against the public, with the house, with the pros, flat bet, avoid parlays and get that CLV. If we can do that, we're going to be successful sports bettors. So hope everyone has a great Tuesday night. It's great to be back again. Sorry, no pod yesterday. Let's see if we can get some winners here for tonight. And we'll be right back at it tomorrow on a big Wednesday Hump Day edition. That'll be episode 511 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. Good luck, everybody, and enjoy the baseball sweats tonight.